A good friend of mine said today, he said, we're living in an age as East Tennesseans, more specifically Vol Nation, that we have never experienced, and most do not even realize it. Tennessee baseball, Tennessee basketball, Tennessee football, they're all in the conversation. They're all in the hunt for national championships this year. These three sports are all also in the hunt for the best of the best when it comes to the top players in the nation. This is Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. Tennessee baseball keeps on rolling. They keep on rolling. They've had a good week. They've picked up two top 100 players for 2026 this week. Now, today, they get a commitment from the number 5 player for 2025, Billy Carlson, out of Ontario, California. He is a two-way player. He's ranked, again, according to perfectgame.com, the number 5 player in the nation. He is listed as a shortstop / pitcher. So, he was a former Vanderbilt commitment. Always good to take a guy from Vanderbilt, but he is rated by some as the best defensive shortstop in this class. And on the pitching, on the rubber, he can hit up to 97. Pretty much a guy who can do a lot of things. Number 5 overall, number 3 shortstop overall. It tells you how good the shortstop class is, and the number 2 player in California. Says he is a fast dude, a 6.6840, or I'm sorry, a 60. Elite defensive tools. He can, again, he throws up to 97, has a good breaking ball, also throws a good changeup as well. It says his curveball has a hammer of 18 inches. This is according to some quotes on perfectgame.com. For 2025, Tennessee now has the number 4 ranked recruiting class. That's been where they've at this point. And then, I've entitled the video, Could There Be More on the Way? Cruz Schoolcraft, who's a top 10 player also for 2025, was on campus this past weekend. He was hanging out with players all weekend. I have been told by someone that the visit seemed to go really well. And honestly, I'd seen it teased by Ben McKee 24/7 that there was a big commitment coming. I knew Carlson was on campus here a few weeks ago. I knew Schoolcraft was on campus this weekend. I'd heard it went really well with him. That was actually my expectation. It would be Schoolcraft. So it wasn't. It was Carlson, which is pretty cool. Could Schoolcraft be next? He's a left-handed pitcher. Again, top 10 in the entire nation. The thing with those guys, though, do they ever see campus other than on their visits? I mean, you got to think there's significant draft risks. You never say never, but the last guy Tennessee had ranked this high was Brady House. He didn't make it to campus. Of course, last year with Tennessee signing class, which ranked number 1 in the country, 4 dudes out of that class did not make it to campus. And you just got to figure with Tennessee baseball and the way they're recruiting right now and the way the Major League draft goes. I know NIL is a big deal. I know scholarship money is more for baseball now. But the fact of the matter is, if you're a 10 pick and a first-round pick, it's really hard to pass up that money. Most of these guys are going in with a number. I can tell you that specifically. They're going in with a number. If teams meet that number, they'll go to the draft. If teams do not meet that number, they'll come to campus. It happened this past year with this class. Tennessee's going to reap the rewards of that as we go forward. A big week, again, for Tennessee. Michael Teasley out of Oak Ridge committed. Kai Britton out of California, top 100 for 2026 committed. Teasley is number 31 overall for 2026. He is listed as a pitcher. Britton as a pitcher as well. And then today you get Billy Carlson, top 5 overall, former Vanderbilt commitment, Ontario, California. It's a big commitment for Tennessee. Again, I mean, I guess it's hard for me to be really excited over it just because I know the probably chances of him making the campus are not real high. But things could change. Things could change depending on ranking, again, if he has an astronomical asking price and teams won't meet it, you may see him make it to campus at that point. But I would think a guy ranked that high, you're probably going to have a hard time seeing him get here. But you can always hope. It's a different day and age in college baseball from what it's been, just due to more NIL money, more scholarship money, and they now have that 34 roster limit that they have to key it down. You're seeing Tennessee go after these highly ranked guys. Not that they wouldn't anyway, but can you get them on campus? If you do, it's a game changer. Tennessee got some big time guys on campus out of this 2024 class. Not anybody ranked top 10 overall, but still, yet they got guys to campus that people thought would not make it. So you never say never on that. You know what? Again, all these programs, if you look at the recruits Tennessee's getting on campus, you look at what they've got. I mean, they got David Sanders Jr., number 3 overall. You've got numerous guys in the top 100 in that football class. Tennessee, the last few weeks, has been getting top 10 players overall on campus for basketball. Tennessee, for baseball, has been getting big-time elite prospects on campus overall. The Lady Vols basketball team has been getting big-time elite top 20 players on campus the last couple of weeks. The bottom line you got to say on this is the job that this just the whole athletic department's doing. From Danny White, I mean, it starts with your admin, with President Boyd, with Donde Plowman, with Danny White, and then just making the right coaching hires. And I think it says a lot, too, with the culture they have going down here. All this reflects leadership. And it is a time. A buddy of mine that said, old Blunt Vegas Fall, he's normally in the chat on Monday nights a lot of times. Had the quote that I started the show with, and it's a case of, I think we take for granted sometimes when we get a winning season or something. Now you've got the big 3 programs all rolling, and I posed a video question on my Tennessee basketball season preview. Some of you totally did not listen to the video because I said, is this Rick Barnes' year to win national championship? I had a few people say no. You might want to listen to the video on this because Jimmy Dykes loves him some Tennessee. He has numerous reasons for that, but he's got him ranked number 5 out of the gate. You're not number 5. If you're a top 12 program like Tennessee is in basketball, you're a legitimate national title contender. We've seen it numerous years. Teams that rank and lower make that run in March. Rick Barnes has got to they've got to get to a Final Four first. Don't get me wrong on that, considering Tennessee has never been there. But the first step's getting to an Elite 8. Can they go from there? Can this football team, they have a bad loss on their record. I don't care what Arkansas fans have come in here and told me, oh, you're crazy saying that. You don't know what you're talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. Arkansas is not that good. Tennessee plays a decent game, and they beat Arkansas handily that night in Arkansas. They played their worst game of the season that night. Yes, Arkansas had something to do with it, but still yet. We're in a time where Tennessee athletics is rolling. Don't take it for granted. Guys, don't take it for granted. Don't get impatient because you may not win a championship in football this year or what have you. These athletic programs, these teams are putting in the work. They're getting elite players on campus. They're closing the deal as well. You can say what you want about them storming the field this past weekend, but the fact of the matter is, I don't know how it affected basketball and baseball. Football, though, it had a major impact on those prospects who were on campus. And if those baseball players and basketball players stuck around for it as well, I would imagine that had a big impact on them as well. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for checking out the channel. If you will, check out the membership tiers on here. I've got a few different membership tiers. You can get custom emojis. You can get, once we build that up a little bit, I'll do some member-only videos and, maybe even some member-only shows at some point along the way as well. I know the emojis, there's some said I don't care about it. Well, the ones that say they don't care aren't paying. Either some do like it, but the more it builds, the more perks we can get. There is the $1 a month Patreon. You can give $1 a month to the channel. You can cancel that at any time. There is the super thanks button in the bottom right-hand corner. If you just want to give a quick tip there, it's always greatly appreciated as well. But I hope you have a great rest of your evening. This is Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. The only thing I know for certain this weekend that's coming is Sunday. Tennessee basketball plays Indiana, 3 o'clock. I'll be live directly after that game talking about the basketball game. Tennessee baseball is scrimmaging tonight in Nashville, Sunday in Jackson. I should get some info on how that game's going tonight. I'll try to bring some content. Hopefully it'll be later on tonight, if so, or first thing in the morning. But I'll definitely try to get some content on that as well. But you guys have a great rest of your evening. Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel, and last but most certainly not least, go Vols.